Hey, what's up, JHM? We are back for week 2 of our sermon series, Lockdown and Bored. I don't know about you, but every time I think about that, I'm reminded how sometimes during this lockdown, I can get so bored. Like, I don't even know what to do, I'm so bored. Like, even practicing the thought of doing something is boring. Anyways, I really hope that over the past week you have picked up a hobby that we talked about in the previous week. So, my question for you in the chat, tell us what hobby you actually picked up this week. I'll give you a couple seconds. Nice. I'm so stoked that some of you have picked up some pretty cool hobbies. Now, if you were here for last week, we not only talked about having a new hobby, but we also talked about how everyone has a gift. God has given you a gift in your life. Not only has He given you one, He's given your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your classmate, your friend, your boyfriend or girlfriend. Ooh, yeah, I said it. Has also been given a gift by God. And it is our job to take that gift and to use it for good. Now, we also talked about last week by picking up a new hobby that could be your gift and doing it throughout the next week. Now, I'm going to ask you if you are in the one or two categories this morning. Not so much asking, now that I think about it, you probably are in one or two spaces right now. The first one is, yes, I picked up a new hobby and it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. Things aren't maybe progressing as fast as I was hoping, but any progress has been good progress. And you're feeling really successful, and that is incredible. Or you're under the second one, and that's this. I tried and I gave up on the second day. That's okay. I want you to hear us say this very loud and very clear. That is okay. Now, we're going to start by focusing on the first of two. If you're sitting here thinking to yourself, man, I have been loving my new hobby. It has been so good. I have been having fun. Maybe the first day was difficult, but the second day got better. Man, that is so incredible. And I just want to take a moment and clap for you. I said clap. That means one. So good. If that's been you, we're so excited here at JHM that you have found a new hobby and you are enjoying it. It's an incredible thing. And my challenge to you is this. Be consistent with it. Keep going. Maybe this week, go an extra day. Or do your hobby an extra day. Maybe last week you said, I'm going to keep it easy and just do 3 times a week. Well, this week do 4. Maybe you're someone who started playing basketball and you've just been out there shooting around here and there. And this week, challenge yourself to make 10 shots in a row. Challenge yourself with something that may seem really difficult and see how it turns out. Psalms 128:2 says this. You will enjoy the fruit of your labor. How joyful and prosperous you will be. Again, here is my challenge to everyone who has found success in their new hobby. Do it again this week. Challenge yourself a little bit more. Maybe do 1 extra day. Or maybe a little bit more, difficult. Make 10 shots in a row. Or if you're a painter, maybe try something difficult. I don't know much about painting now. I'm not even going to fake it. But you probably do. Do something that's a little bit more challenging. Maybe it feels like it could be almost impossible or it would take a lot of work to get there, but challenge yourself to do it. But maybe you're the person that falls into the second line. I tried it and I gave up on my second day because I wasn't seeing any progress. I want to stop here for a second and I want you to hear me say something. Everything that we're going to talk about for the next few minutes, it is not me condemning you. It's not out of condemnation. It's this. I am here for you to encourage you. The leaders are here for you to encourage you. We're not going to sit here and go, how dare you not hold up with your hobby? How dare you give up? I want you to hear me. There it is. Say this. It is okay. It's okay you gave up on your second day. Because the truth is, we are humans. I remember being in junior high at one point in time, and I was actually the new kid at school. And we had this time during PE for 4 weeks straight. We were going to be playing ultimate frisbee. And at this time, I could not catch a frisbee for my life. Like, I really couldn't. Every time a frisbee was thrown at me, I was just thinking about how there's this hard plastic object coming straight from my face at like really high speeds. It was kind of freaky. But I just couldn't catch a frisbee. And I remember at one point, I just simply gave up during this PE section. And some of my friends actually grew to be really irritated with me. But then there were some people who weren't really my friends, and they were pretty ruthless about it. They started saying things that weren't very nice, and at one point in time, a bunch of people started throwing frisbees right at me all at one time. And what happened then was I had 10 or 12 frisbees coming straight for me. And actually, it was an experience that I'm not very fond of. And honestly, it was difficult, and it hurt. I tried to do something and I failed, and what happened was everybody threw it in my face. And I remember it to this day. But I want you to hear me say something. If you're a person who tried to pick up a new hobby and you weren't successful, it is okay. You can always try again today. Right now, actually. Well, maybe not right now, but right after this video in our Zoom party. It's okay. You can pick it back up. And I want you to hear me say something very loud and clear. Just because you gave up on this doesn't make you any less valuable. You are still valued even though you weren't able to pick up a new hobby on your first try. Okay? You are still valued. Just like how we talked about last week with the whole determining what determines our value. God still values you even if you weren't able to hold up this new hobby of playing basketball or riding a bike or anything like that. But let's take a second and let's find some new ways to be successful in our new hobbies. So, let's think about this. One, you're not alone in this. You're not the only person who is struggling with a new hobby or a new gift or whatever you want to say or however you want to call it. There are people who are struggling just like you. And I want you guys to write this down real quick. If you have a pen and paper, perfect. If not, I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and write this down. Successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. I'm going to say this one more time. Successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. If you're someone who wasn't successful with your new hobby, that's okay. Today is a great day to pick it up and try it again. Because successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. Romans 7:15 says this. I don't really understand myself. I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. I think a huge part about being successful in anything or picking up a new hobby or a new gift set is this. We have to understand ourselves. I think understanding where we are at in that very moment is very important. One, because we're able to identify where we actually stand, what we can do to be better. Maybe you're someone who picked up basketball, and quite frankly, you can't even make one shot, and that's okay. Maybe today you go out and say, I'm going to make one shot, even if it means I have to stand 2 inches from the basket and use the backboard. Understanding where you're at will help you get where you want to go. The truth is, it's the things that no one sees that bring results that everyone wants. It's the things that no one sees that bring results that everyone wants. You know, nobody actually wants to be seen trying to make a basket and missing the shot 50 times before you actually make one. But everybody wants to be that person that hits the game winner. Maybe everybody wants to be that person where everybody's so excited for them, they just save the day for the team. But again, nobody wants to be that person that's putting up 50 shots to be able to make one. But I want to tell you this. If you're that person who puts up those 50 shots just to make one, there'll be a day where you make two, then three, then four, then five, and so on. And then you'll be prepared to be that person who might make the game-winning shot. It's the things that no one sees that brings the results that everybody wants. Galatians 6:9, one of my favorite verses of all times. And this is something that we could go back to when we're feeling like nothing we're doing is actually working. Galatians 6:9 says this: Let us not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. I'm going to wrap it up with this. Maybe you're that person who's been super successful in your new hobby. That's incredible. Keep it up. Set a goal that kind of blows your mind. Maybe you're a person who gave up on day 2 of your goal. Restart today. Don't give up tomorrow. And look forward to the 3rd day. Small steps will have a big, big impact. Galatians 6:9 makes it very, very clear. Don't give up. You will see the fruits of your labor. And finally, I want you guys to walk away with this. When you are able to start to schedule times out, not even schedule times out, but be consistent in what you're doing, you will create a thing called a habit. Maybe today you're somebody who wasn't very successful in week 1, but you say to yourself, I'm going to get out there 3 times this week. And in those 3 times, you start to make a rhythm and it becomes a habit. And then through that, you actually start wanting to use your new gift or hobby more and more because you now created a habit. Maybe you're someone who was super successful and you're really enjoying all these things. Maybe you need to tweak something. For say if you're a basketball player, you need to move your hand in a little bit more in order to make the shot with more accuracy. Create a habit out of doing that. Take your time. When you build habits that are healthy in your life, you will see way more fruit in your labor. And remember, don't give up on doing good. Don't grow tired of it. It will be good one day. I promise you that. Hey, this has been so incredible to be able to hang out via Zoom, and I really hope you guys enjoy your life groups. I'm going to break it out. So, Bronson, I guess I'm throwing it back to you to be able to, I don't know how this is going. We'll see you later.